The Moai Statues of Easter Island, guardians of stone. Towering stone faces, staring silently toward the horizon. Monuments so massive, they've puzzled the world for centuries. This is the mystery of the Moai, the mighty guardians of Rapa Nui. When Dutch explorer Jacob Roggeveen arrived on Easter Sunday, 1722, he expected an uninhabited island. Instead, he found a mysterious land, dotted with enormous stone statues. Hundreds of Moai stood across the landscape, some upright, some toppled. They had no written records, no metal tools, and yet had created one of the most astonishing megalithic cultures ever recorded. European explorers were astounded. How could an isolated island people build and move such giants? That question still echoes across the world today. Easter Island, or Rapa Nui, lies over 2,000 miles from South America. The first settlers likely arrived by canoe from Polynesia around 800 CE. These seafarers brought with them traditions, crops, and a deep reverence for ancestors. They soon began carving stone statues, called moai, to honor important clan leaders after death. The moai were believed to embody mana, a spiritual force connecting the living to their ancestors. Each statue represented a deified chief, turned into a protector of their descendants. Over the centuries, different clans competed by building larger, more elaborate moai, turning Rapa Nui into an island of stone guardians. Moai range from 6 feet to over 33 feet tall, the largest weighing over 80 tons. Most were carved from volcanic tuff in a quarry called Rano Raraku, where hundreds still lie unfinished. The figures feature oversized heads, elongated noses, and strong chins, with deep-set eyes that once held coral inlays. Their backs are smooth, arms close to the body, and hands resting just above the belly. Moai originally stood on stone platforms called ahu, many of which faced inland toward villages. These ahu were sacred burial sites, ceremonial and spiritual centers. Some moai even wore red stone pukao, topknots, representing hair or ceremonial hats. The artistry is both powerful and refined. Though similar in style, each statue carries subtle differences in expression, size, and detail. The creation and transportation of the moai represent astounding feats of prehistoric engineering. Without wheels or draft animals, Rapa Nui's people used ropes, logs, and perhaps even a walking method to move statues across miles of rugged terrain. Recent experiments suggest the moai were rocked forward in a controlled fashion, as if they walked upright. This required coordination, skill, and immense manpower. They also engineered complex tools to carve statues directly from quarry rock. Each moai was part of a larger social-religious system, one that involved astronomy, seasonal cycles, and spiritual power. Some alignments suggest that moai locations were chosen based on solar and lunar movements. By the 1600s, construction of moai slowed and eventually stopped. Civil war erupted between clans, and many Moai were deliberately toppled in acts of rivalry or vengeance. Deforestation, soil erosion, and overpopulation led to environmental collapse. With no trees left, the islanders could no longer build canoes, fish effectively, or transport statues. European contact brought new diseases and enslavement. By the late 19th century, only a fraction of Rapa Nui's population remained. Their society, once rich in tradition and artistry, had been devastated. But the Moai endured, silent witnesses to centuries of triumph and tragedy. In the 20th century, archaeologists began studying Easter Island in earnest. Thor Heyerdahl's 1950s expedition helped bring global attention, even if some of his theories proved incorrect. Excavations revealed that many Moai extended underground, some with full torsos and intricate carvings on their backs. Researchers studied quarry marks, ahu construction, and ancient tools. In 1995, UNESCO declared Rapa Nui a World Heritage Site. Ongoing conservation efforts aim to preserve Moai from erosion and climate change. The people of Rapa Nui continue to reclaim and revive their ancestral heritage. The Moai were built as sacred symbols of ancestor worship. Each statue honored a powerful clan chief or spiritual figure. They were not gods, but bridges between the living and the dead. Placed on ahu platforms, they watched over the island's people, projecting mana, spiritual strength. Their inland-facing stance reflected their purpose: to protect villages and maintain harmony. Moai represented both memory and power, eternal sentinels of family and identity. Today, the Moai stand as icons of human ingenuity and cultural identity. They symbolize the heights and limits of an isolated civilization. Their story is a warning and a wonder, a reminder of what humans can achieve and what can be lost. Rapa Nui's modern descendants take pride in their ancestors' artistry and resilience. They work to preserve these sacred giants and share their meaning with the world. The Moai continue to captivate travelers, archaeologists, and storytellers alike. They are not just stone. They are history, memory, and spirit, carved into the land by a people who dared to dream. If the mystery of Easter Island moved you, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more legendary journeys on Human Odyssey Through Time.